Welcome to Riverside Preparatory Academy here in the great city of Gainesville, Georgia. Today you're here for the Georgia State First Tech Challenge State Championship. My name is Robert May. I'm the program delivery partner for the state of Georgia. Some of you may have recognized me from years past. I'm back again, even better than ever. And we're looking forward to having a great event today. So, welcome to the Power Play season presented by Raytheon Technologies. Part of the first Energized season presented by Qualcomm. FIRST is a global robotics community preparing young people for the future. FIRST energizes students in grades pre-K through 12 in our suite of STEM programs. FIRST Lego League, FIRST Robotics Competition, and of course, FIRST Tech Challenge. Please, can we get everybody in the stands? Please, can we get everybody in the stands? All right. FIRST Tech Challenge started in 2005, and we've grown to more than 6,000 teams in more than 25 countries. This continues the transformative impact of FIRST programs. And you are part of this great movement. All of you helping make this program possible for the next generation of innovators in this room. Thank you. We are going to have a great time today. I can't wait to see how everything is going to come together for these 35 teams who've been working so hard through this season to build their robots and compete and hopefully make their way to the World Championship. As you know from tackling the challenge this year, STEM skills have never been so important to solving the issues facing the world today. And FIRST Tech Challenge is leading the way and forming the leaders and innovators of tomorrow by getting kids involved in these disciplines today. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank all the parents, mentors, coaches, volunteers who make today's event possible. Thank you all so much. We ask all of you today to honor the FIRST ethos, gracious professionalism. This means doing your best work, and at the same time, we're going to respect the work, the value of others, other teams, other students, and the volunteers here. So, today is where all the hard work you've put into designing, building, and programming your robots come to life in thrilling competition. Good luck. And now I'd like to introduce to you today's MCs, Mr. Kyle Fender and Mr. Crockett Clark. Take it away, guys.
All right. Good morning, Gainesville. Welcome to the 2023 Georgia First FTC State Championship. How are y'all feeling this morning? Okay, that was a little bit better than I expected, so good job. All right. So, I am not alone. I also have Mr. Crockett Clark along with me today. Now, I want to go ahead and get us started. And the first people I want to go ahead and introduce are the moving engine, or part of our moving engine of Georgia First. Without these guys, we would not be able to do what we do here today. And that is through our board of directors. We have a couple representatives here today, and I would like to introduce you to them. First off, Mr. Justin Eggert, the General Manager of Fleet Management for GE Energy. Mr. Jim Fichetti, Director of R&D for the Americas for Novellus. In the wonderful Georgia Tech shirt, Mr. Chip McDaniel from Automation Direct with Technical Marketing. And finally, you may have seen him cover up that wonderful Georgia Tech logo. He is our president of Georgia First Robotics Board of Directors, Mr. Brian Cooksey. Director of Workforce Development for Shaw Industries.
Good morning, Gainesville. So glad to be here with you today. And I just want to, on behalf of our board of directors, thank you all for being part of the FIRST community here in Georgia. I understand, what an amazing season you've all had with 9 different leagues, over 800 matches, 35 teams here today out of 142 in the state of Georgia. Let's give you all a round of applause again. That's amazing. And the thousands of hours that you've spent working on this program this year between the students, the mentors, the teachers, the parents, everybody involved in your program. Thank you all for being part of our FIRST family. We're so proud of all of you. Great job getting here today, and good luck in your quest to get to Houston. Now, the things that you're learning today through this program are the things that are going to carry you a long way in life. You're learning about teamwork. You're learning about problem solving. You're learning about how to come together to tackle a task. As all of us that work in industry can tell you, those are the skills that we need in our future leaders in our companies going forward. So thank you for being part of this. Keep learning, keep accomplishing great things, keep reaching for the stars, and good luck today. Have a great day.
Thank you. Now, you just heard from one of our great sponsors, as well as all 4 of our representatives here today represent our amazing sponsors that help to make this possible. But I want to highlight one of the main sponsors that has made this game possible. Let's hear from our sponsors at Raytheon.
Welcome, FIRST Tech Challenge teams, and congratulations on advancing to this level of the Power Play season. We're excited to see your solution-oriented ideas around sustainable energy. At Raytheon Technologies, we're also thinking about sustainable energy. As one of the largest aerospace and defense companies in the world, we have an important role to play in addressing global climate challenges. And we're taking action through the products we develop, manufacture, and maintain. For example, in civil aviation, our engineers are working to help the industry reduce aviation emissions by improving the performance of our current line of engines, including our GTF engine, the most fuel-efficient single-aisle aircraft engine ever built, and by advancing hybrid electric propulsion by pairing gas turbine engines with electric motors and batteries, and developing concepts for engines that run on cleaner alternative fuels such as hydrogen and ammonia, and improving fleet efficiency with lighter aircraft components. Through our collaboration with FIRST, we hope our work inspires and empowers you too to innovate during Power Play. How you think about the future of sustainable energy and how you tackle our planet's greatest challenges. The power is in your hands. Seeing the level of design, creativity, and passion from this season's FIRST Tech Challenge teams, our future is looking quite bright. You should be so proud of your accomplishments. Best of luck, teams.
All right, each year, FIRST Tech Challenge creates a new and exciting game for teams to learn and compete in. In this year's season, FIRST Energize, presented by Qualcomm, teams around the world will reimagine the future of sustainable energy and power their ideas forward. In the 2022-23 game Power Play, presented by Raytheon Technologies, FIRST Tech Challenge participants will compete in an energy-driven game and test the limits of performance, efficiency, and endurance as they power their innovations forward. Let's take a look at this year's season challenge.
Welcome to the First Tech Challenge 2022-2023 season game. Power Play, presented by Raytheon Technologies. A team consists of up to 2 driver operators, a human player, a coach, and a robot. Each match is played with 4 randomly selected teams, 2 per alliance. But each alliance is only allowed 1 human player. Your opponent for one match may be your partner for another. Robots must be built from materials specified in the game manual and fit within an 18-inch sizing tool, but may expand after the match begins. The game element is a 4-inch diameter by 5-inch tall plastic cone. There are 60 cones, 30 red and 30 blue. Teams may also use their custom-designed beacons in gameplay. The game is played on a 12-foot square playing field with a foam tile floor and 1-foot-high walls. Various sized junctions are placed across the field, including 9 ground junctions. In addition, there are 8 low, 4 medium, and 4 high junctions. These junctions are mounted on flexible springs and might not be perfectly vertical. Taped-off substations are centered on both sides. In each corner are taped-off terminals. In the front and back of the field are taped stripes to help robots find cone stacks. There are 4 signals placed on the field. 4 unique navigation images are positioned on the field walls. And outside of the field are the red and blue alliance stations. Before each match, cones are stacked in the substation storage areas and inside the playing fields. Custom beacons are also placed in the substation storage areas. Teams place their robots on the field, touching the wall between the substations and terminals. Each team may preload 1 cone into their robot. The 3-sided signal is then randomized. Each image references a specific parking target during match play. If a team designs their own signal sleeve, it can be used to gain additional points. The field and players are now ready. The match begins with a 30-second autonomous period. During this period, there are a number of ways for teams to score using only pre-programmed instructions and sensor inputs. Each cone secured on a junction earns points. 2 points for the ground junction, 3 points for the low junction, 4 points for the medium junction, and 5 points for the high junction. A robot parked in their alliance substation or terminal earns 2 points. If a robot's sensors correctly read the randomized signal, it can park in the corresponding signal zone to earn 10 points. However, parking in the proper signal zone shown by a custom signal sleeve will earn 20 points. Following the autonomous period is the 2-minute driver-controlled period. During this period, human players may introduce new cones into the substations. Each cone that is placed in its matching color terminal earns 1 point. Securing cones in junctions earns the same points as during the autonomous period. 2 points for the ground junction, 3 points for the low, 4 points for medium, and 5 points for the high junction. The last 30 seconds of the driver-controlled period is the end game. Robots may continue scoring cones, but there are also ways to earn bonus points. Alliances earn points for owning a junction. This can be accomplished in 2 ways. An alliance owns the junction if their colored cone is scored on top. This earns an additional 3 points. The junction can also be owned by capping it with a beacon. This earns 10 additional points and prevents the opposing alliance from recapturing that junction. An alliance earns 20 points by completing a circuit. This is done by owning a continuous path of junctions from one terminal to the other. And if a robot is parked in either of their alliance terminals, it earns 2 points. All cones scored during the autonomous period count again if they remain in place at the end of the match. There are many ways to score in Power Play, but there are also rules that if not followed will deduct points from your alliance. For example, robots may not descore opposing alliance cones or beacons. A robot may not block or interfere with an opposing alliance attempting to score. A robot must be completely outside of a substation in order to score a cone or a beacon. Robots may control or possess only one cone and one beacon at a time. Scoring elements may not be launched, and robots may not deliberately remove game elements from the playing field. This has been a brief summary of this season's game, Power Play, presented by Raytheon Technologies. For complete rules, please read both game manuals and check the Q&A forum. And always remember the most important rule in First Tech Challenge, gracious professionalism. Good luck, teams, and have a great season.
Right. All right. There's one person that we forgot to introduce when we were introducing the board, and she said she didn't want to say a lot, but she brings the style to the board. Let's welcome Connie Haynes, CEO of Georgia First, with her escort, our affiliate partner, Robert May.
Thank you, Crockett. So welcome to your state championship. Let me hear from you how excited you are. Exactly. And we are excited to be here with you. You've made it this far. You're the best of the best. We can't wait to see how it shakes out at the end of the day. Before I say anything, I want to give a huge shout out to this man right here, Mr. Robert. Come back out. Come back out. Come back out. When it was necessary to have a changing of the guard midstream, this guy stepped up. We were worried who's going to lead us through the rest of this season. You know Robert from past seasons, and he literally called me and said, I will come back. It was the best day of that week for me, month for me, of the year for me to have Robert come back. So I want to give Robert a special shout out from you guys, and a thank you. Thank you. An amazing leader, amazing leader. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to let you get to playing robots. I can't wait to see what you do here on the field. Thank you to our board for being here. All of the amazing volunteers that put in countless hours. We were here last night. It wasn't only raining outside, but inside the building if you were here. So lots of people worked hard to set this up for you. So have a great day. Have an amazing competition. And let's see how the cards fall. Great job, guys.
Thank you, Connie. Now I'd like to introduce some very important people. Our judges. We have two of them in here. Miss Karen, can you raise your hand and wave? Miss Terry is back over here by pit admin. These individuals have the difficult job of singling out the best of the best from today's teams. They've already been busy this morning interviewing teams and reviewing engineering portfolios. They'll be in the pits watching matches and then deliberating later. We look forward to seeing the outcome of their hard work at the awards ceremony this afternoon. Let's give them a big round of applause for their dedication.
All right. So next I want to introduce a wonderful group of people. Our FTAs are our Field Technical Advisors. These guys will be helping to make sure that your robots stay up and running here on the field of play. If you guys are having any problems, do not hesitate to wave over to our FTAs to get some help. Thanks again to our FTAs. All right. And one of my favorite groups of people are referees. Now, you can find them right over here, led by our wonderful head referee, Miss Lori O'Neill. These guys are the sheriffs of both fields here. They are here to make sure rules are followed so that we can have fun and clean games. Make sure to listen to all commands made by our referees. And as always, no video reviews. Now, let me make sure that we've caught everything. I think I made all my intros. Actually, I haven't. One group I do want to make sure that we go ahead and recognize. You guys see here that this is not an easy operation, and we live in 2023 where we want to show what we do. We want to be able to make it loud. And one of the big groups of people that make this happen is our AV team. So if you want to give them a round of applause. They spent our entire off season working on all new tech to make our operation smoother and cleaner. So thank you to our AV team. Now, I do want to do one final thanks and appreciation, and that is to our mentors and coaches. So if you are a mentor or coach here at our state championship, would you please stand? There we go. Thank you guys for helping to keep the dreams of these kids alive. Thank you for working here, not only just in our FTC program, but I know a lot of you have a lot of overlap with our other programs as well. GeorgiaFIRST Lego League, First Lego League, First Tech Challenge, and First Robotics Competition. Thank you guys for your efforts. I also want to give a quick shout out. If you are a FIRST alumni that is also either volunteering as a mentor or volunteering with any of our groups here, volunteers, would you please stand or wave? I always want to shout out our alumni because the reality is people that have been able to go through this experience as students themselves and then being able to come back to be able to contribute, whether they are a mentor or a volunteer, those are true gems of FIRST, and I want to say thank you to our alumni. Now, are we? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right. One final note I do want to make, and it goes off a little point that Robert made, and he talked about gracious professionalism. Gracious professionalism is one of the biggest aspects of what we do here at FIRST. I want you to remember that whether you're here on the field, whether you're in the stands, whether you're in the pits. Gracious professionalism means being able to compete, but also being able to cooperate as well. And one thing I do want to make a note of that I made from one of our other competitions. Gracious professionalism doesn't mean you don't compete. Here at our state championship, I want it to be the loudest that we hear. When we get to our finals, I want the decibels to hurt more than when I go to Atlanta United match. So, gracious professionalism means being able to have fun while competing. But to give a little bit more of an explanation of what gracious professionalism is, let's go to the video.
This is where we play the Jeopardy music.
Gracious professionalism to me is being able to create and partake in a community where everyone's ideas and opinions are valued.
It means being trustworthy, respectful, and always ready to work with others to help them grow.
Working hard to reach your goals in the competition, while also helping other teams reach their own goals.
Being nice and respectful to your competitors and treating them as friends while learning and growing with them as a community.
It means creating an inclusive community by helping others and even sharing information with other teams.
One way we can be gracious professionals is to share our work with the FIRST community online, so others can learn from us and we can learn from others.
As members of FIRST, we learn and compete, but treat one another with respect and kindness in the process.
Building the best possible future for everyone. Even though we are all competing against each other, if we raise our competitors up, we all win.
All right, thank you to our Dean's List finalists. That is one of the many awards that we're going to be giving out here today. But before we get there, let me give you a little bit of a rundown of what our schedule looks like for today. We will go through all of our qualification matches. Then we will go into one of my favorite parts of the day, our alliance selection. From there, we will determine what alliances will go into our elimination tournament to determine who will be the champion here at the FTC State Tournament, as well as who will be punching some tickets to Houston. Now, before we get to that point, I would ask everyone here to stand for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. I guess there is only one last thing to do, Crockett.
Teams, are you ready for power play?
There we go.
All right, teams in the first match. Let's come on down to the field and get ready to start the day. And let's get queued up on the ones after. So we got field 1, field 2 set. Let's rock and roll.